This is a day with Obsidian.
And this is Sophia. We got 3 guests with us here today. You guys want to introduce yourselves? For the Phase 1 wrap-up?
For the Phase 1 wrap-up. We have 2 guests through video call and 1 guest in person. So let's start with the guest in person.
Hi, I'm Jason Charney. I was the sound designer for episode 3.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm Vanessa Taylor. I'm here as a community member.
Hi, I'm Simone Ebongo-Bayehe, and I voice acted Temmie in episode 2.
Hey, all right, the gang's all here. So I've been pretty excited about this. Sophia and I wanted to have an opportunity to do a Phase 1 wrap-up. If you don't know by now, if you're listening, we separate the episodes by phases. So every 3 episodes is a phase, and Phase 1 was relationships. And then we were talking maybe like 2 weeks ago. We thought it'd be really cool to just take this opportunity and discuss the themes of like Phase 1 with some people that were pivotal, and some people that have strong opinions and already are involved in the type of work that we're doing. And so we thought about it. We selected Jason, Simone, and Vanessa to be those 3 people.
Yeah. So we all wrote each other questions, so we can just hop in to.
Oh, and then we will also be addressing social media questions as well. So if you sent us a question, listen out. We're gonna give your username a shout out. Get you some followers, all that good stuff. So yeah, let's start with.
I'm actually gonna start with a social media question because I feel like it's a good, broad enough question that everybody can feel like they can join in.
All right, hit it.
Actually, these are maybe similar, so I'm gonna address 2 questions from social media. One by Instagram user HiluKB. At everyone, how do you feel your involvement with this podcast has influenced you? And Instagram user Adiola_A1 asked, what has been your favorite part of Obsidian so far?
That's
so
my
maybe
sister, by the way.
That can be like a 2-part question about how it's influenced you and your favorite part so far.
Should we start it off, or do we want to let our guest start it off?
I'm going to let a guest start it off.
Oh, that's so cruel, but okay.
Then I'll jump in at once. I see your mouth open.
Simone's ready.
I guess I'll answer first then. I will say that as far as influence, it did allow me to kind of tap back into my artsy, like theatrical side, I would say. The last time I did theater was in high school. So, I think a lot of, outside of when me and Sophia were in undergrad and acting for each other in our student videos, like I haven't really, gotten the chance to just have fun in a theatrical kind of way. So I guess that would be the influence. What was the second question again? I'm sorry.
Your favorite part.
Oh, my favorite part. I love listening to them, especially because I think my favorite episode, outside of my episode, I think my favorite one that I love listening to, because I think I asked most questions, was the last one.
Yeah.
Because the last one, and I was listening to it and I was like, there's so many, it's so complex in terms of the relationships. I think it taps into that relationship that we see with the professor's computer, the AI in episode 2, where it's like, okay, we built this thing and now you just toss it to the wind. Yeah. What do you do now?
It was a good transition, and purely by accident, by the way.
Yeah. But there's a good connection between episodes too.
Yeah, because it's like, you see in episode 2, the AI becomes jaded. I want to say, I don't want to say angry, but I'll say jaded. But then in the third one, it slowly withers away, and that's so human.
Yeah.
That abandonment thing and how you slowly wither. Because as much as people independent, you do need sometimes people need someone. Just so I think beings. I think that was something that I really enjoyed.
I can go off what Simone just said and say that at least for me, I was in a similar space in which I was doing a lot of science-y stuff for a large portion of my life, especially since college. I was doing more creative writing and stuff when I was in high school, but then entering college, most of what I was doing was just biology, chemistry, organic, all that type of stuff. And my creativity definitely withered as a result. So for me, Obsidian was an opportunity for me to like really activate a creative side of me that I knew existed, but was like, just untapped. I mean, I don't know. Some people don't know the story, but me and Sophia were sending stories with each other like 2 to 3 years, really, since we met. So she was like my creative partner, or my creative outlet, really. So then with Obsidian, it's really been an opportunity to like delve headfirst into all of that. And it's been really fun having to write these episodes and having people interact with them. Comments like yours, Simone, are really nice to hear because it means like, we're doing it right. We're doing the right thing. We're getting people thinking. We're getting those gears churning, and it's good. So that's been like how it's affected me, and also my favorite part, just hearing how people like feel about the episodes. Actually, I take that back. The other favorite part is when me and Sophia could think of a really good idea. If you guys were in the writer room, heat. It's heat.
It's fun. It's like
a good time.
Eureka moments.
Yeah.
Those always feel really good. That reminded me of my favorite part, I will say. Remembering that you can have play when you're working, and we did a lot of like body exercises in episode 2 because the girls were camping, and so we were in the hallway doing sprints, doing suicides, running just down the hall, up inclination, what is it called? Inclines. And so, yeah, just getting active and fun in the middle of working and then going back to work, and that being part of the work has been my favorite part.
That's real.
Yeah.
My favorite part was actually just seeing Obsidian launch. Because it's definitely a space that's sorely needed. And Sophia, I was familiar with you before, and kind of familiar with your work. But the thing is, you do a lot of art installations that are not where I am. And so it was nice to be able to like see a project that I could get involved with because it is digital. And so it doesn't matter, if you're in Baltimore and I'm in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make a difference. I mean, I'm in Minnesota right now, so again, that doesn't make a difference at all.
International.
Yeah, visiting home.
I mean, one of my favorite things for this is because I was, I listened to it since the launch too. Well, I mean, like I am a big like fan of speculative fiction, and I'm also a big fan of podcasts, but I don't like ever listen to them, or like I don't listen to any like fiction like sort of radio play, and it's such a like rich medium,
Yeah.
Like there's so much that you can storytelling that you can do with sound, and so I just think this is a really cool project in that like I don't know of anything else like this, and I know that there's a lot of really interesting like Black speculative fiction literature out right now, and like really exciting stuff I've read, but going to the audio format is really exciting as a listener and as a sound designer to listen to this project.
Yeah. And Jason is a great sound designer. We can attest to that.
Also a composer.
Ooh, let him know.
A whole grad degree, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let's transition to more direct questions. I had a question for you, Simone, about episode 2, actually. So your character in Off the Grid was in a pretty tough place in life. Her mother had actually recently passed away, which is a off-script event, but something she speaks on at some point. So basically, in those 18 minutes, you show like a huge range in emotion. You out here in the studio, fake crying or real crying. It was wild. It was a lot. And I thought that could be really difficult, honestly, because there's points you're being like very humorous, there's points you're being very loving, there's points you're being very upset, there's points you're being very angry, and just jumping within all of those in an 18-minute episode is a lot. So like, was it difficult for you to like go to those extremes?
Difficult. I think it was a little difficult to get to that emotional side, especially because, like Sophia said, we had been running suicides. So now you have this like adrenaline building. But then I think I had to wrap my head around being this girl who is scared. Like, so, and I am an emotional person. So it's like, if I feel like, oh my gosh, like something scary is happening, then I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a methody type of actor. But like, like, I think it is a lot easier to get to that place when you put yourself in the character's shoes and you imagine like, okay, I'm in the middle of the woods, it's dark, it's scary, I've noticed something strange is going on, and now I see the mother who I have lost. Like, it's so terrifying. So you have to get into that place where it's just like, I'm so scared. I didn't actually cry though, which is funny because I cried for my audition, but I didn't cry when I was there. And I think it was mainly because of, again, the adrenaline, and I'm just like, I was so excited. I was so happy to be there. Yeah, but disorienting, no, but I will say it was hard to jump in between those kind of things, but once it gets to this very steady, it becomes like this steady incline, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm happy. Okay, now I'm like frustrated. Okay, now I'm angry. Now I'm pissed. So.
Yeah, and when we were writing that episode, actually, we wanted that to be like a steady incline for listeners to like acknowledge and realize too. Because if you guys remember in episode 2, there's a couple, Naki and Temi, who are like being very lovey-dovey initially, but then they're put in a situation where they're stressed out and the anxiety builds and they're arguing. So there's like a natural buildup. So I guess you bring up a really good point. It's easier for you to act that out and perform that because it's a natural buildup rather than us asking you to, start from the end and then jump to the middle and then jump to the beginning.
That in the sequential order that it fell into the script. So that reminded me of my question, which was, what was it like to meet 2 strangers and start working with them intimately almost immediately, and what helped you build that comfort in that situation, especially because the booth is small?
Yeah, well, I'm a friendly kind of girl, so it wasn't that hard. It was like a little awkward at first, like naturally, like everyone has to build to get to that space, but everyone was so nice, just so wonderful. Like Marisha, love her. Helena, love her. Like it was really great. Of course, shout out to y'all for making sure that we did team building things. Like we had the icebreakers, and then I think we played Jenga a couple times, and that was really awesome. Yeah. It was good. I had a good time working with Marisha and Helena, and you guys.
Thank you.
I do have a question for Jason, if I can find my question. So when I was listening to the last one, because that was set in like this futuristic-esque society, how do you avoid like common cliches? Because that's like a huge thing. Because how many times does one need to hear, like beep, beep, boop, boop? Like, how do you avoid doing things like that?
I think that, for designing audio, I think it's the same for like, for designing audio for video as well. Like, you kind of do have to exaggerate certain things, and like there's a certain like level of cliche that needs to like be expected. Just spell things out like what they are, like using the click at the beginning of each of and end of each of Seida's little segments. It's like, oh, he's probably using a digital recorder that doesn't have like a tape click, but you kind of have to like make up these exaggerated like Foley sort of moments. So I actually think that the cliche, or like using specific sounds, can actually be they read less in audio as cliches than they might otherwise, because that's all you have to work with is the sound, So I didn't think about it that much, and actually like in the moments where Seida's, because a lot of it is like very naturalistic. Otherwise, like he's really the only character. But like when he's in I guess the recordings and stuff too. But when he's in the ship and he's kind of in his like mad scientist mode, I thought that was almost like, it's like almost campy in a way. Like, like all of the technical stuff that he's kind of saying to himself. So I kind of actually like wanted to use cliche to almost play up that almost funny part of it. So
I think it worked well too. Sophia actually said this is like Frankenstein and his monster. It definitely felt like some black and white old horror film type thing. And there's
especially when
go ahead, Simone. Go ahead.
When it would go like pitch like silent, I'd be like, oh my god, like it that tension. Like I'm like, oh my god, what's happening next? Like it just gets very like suffocating in a way.
Yeah.
But like
That's
funny.
really cool. Ironically, that the silence is suffocating.
Yeah.
But that's like, that's creativity right there. I think one of the things I really enjoyed about working with Jason was that there was points he would input his own creativity that we weren't even thinking about some of these things. Like,
I was like,
that entire sequence was not that, in depth or thought out as he made it out to be. Like, he made it much more than we even intended it for it to be. So that was cool. But as a writer myself,